Hey folks, welcome to News Through NDN Eyes. My name is Chance L. Landry. I am founder, curator, and director of Southern Apache Museum. I actually had a physical museum in Houston at the Northwest Mall. I opened my doors in 2012 and it continued until 2017, May 31st of 2017. We were all asked to leave because we found out later that it was a proposed site for the bullet train that's going to go from Houston to Dallas in 30 minutes. And we miss it a lot. I created SAM originally to educate the general public about Native American Indians here in Houston. According to the last census taken in 2010, we have over 68,000 Native American Indians here in Houston and the surrounding area. And so, working as a caricature artist back in the day, I don't do it now, but I did it for 30 years. I used to get a lot of people, a lot of traffic, and I would always wear my Kachina necklace. And people would ask me if I was Native American Indian, and I would say yes. That would start a conversation, and I, believe it or not, would get comments like, well, we thought Native American Indians were extinct, or they were a myth, or they no longer exist, and so on and so forth. And it was just made me realize at that point that, something needs to be done to educate the general public about Native American Indians. So I told myself one day I'm going to open up a museum and I'm going to educate the people. And that's exactly what happened. I opened up Southern Apache Museum. We had 2-hour tours. It was just so great. I would lead them through the entire museum, giving them a history of the Lipan Apaches. I am Lipan Apache. I would give them the history of the Texas Indians and just a basic history. And then I'd go through how it all happened, that I, you know, opened up SAM. That's the acronym, Southern Apache Museum. And so, and then we would watch a film, 15-minute film usually. I'd serve them popcorn because popcorn is indigenous to the Americas. And I serve, drinks and stuff with that. I had all kinds of people that would come in for tours. I had children's groups, school groups, from first grade all the way up to university and colleges. I had teachers retirement groups. I had senior citizen groups, church groups. Girl Scouts could get their heritage patch there, and Boy Scouts could get their merit badge there. So it was a great thing, and it was going really good. As a matter of fact, started attracting Native American Indians from all nations to SAM. Some of them found it by accident. Some of them found it through word of mouth. People started talking, and we all got together and we had great events. We had meetings. As a matter of fact, we created an alliance, a Native American Indian Alliance of Greater Houston. We're the ones that took care of got the HISD mascot changed in Houston, which was really great because it was kind of a domino effect happened. Um, Smaller towns around Houston, in and around Houston, started changing their mascots too. So that was something that we realized, wow, we can actually do something. And then we had organizations, of course, like the American Indian Genocide Museum, and you can check their webpage out at American Indian Genocide Museum here in Houston. And they also resided at SAM. They had a space there where they could put up their displays. And but the American Indian Genocide Museum had organized a lot of protests and demonstrations against Columbus Day. And we also had events, like Leonard Peltier, Free Leonard Peltier, and just so many events that occurred at SAM, and we eventually became a community center. And it's something that we miss a lot right now. We are in the process of looking for a building. Maybe we can renovate it, or maybe a piece of land, or just an old building, because I love fixer uppers. And we could still, if we found a building right now, we could still practice safe distancing, wear masks, and have just a few people working in and out of the building, wherever it needs fixing. And so if anybody out there knows of a building that we could use at a really good price, by the way, maybe just contact us. Go to the contact page on this website, apachemuseum.org, and give us drop us an email and let us know, because we are really looking for that community center again. We still, talk to one another and call each other, but it's not the same. And of course, with the COVID, even if we got to building it, it's going to be a while, before we can actually gather together and organize all the things that we organized before. So anyway, I just wanted to give you a little bit of information about me and Southern Apache Museum, and why I'm doing this little radio show here right now. I used to have a radio show called Indigenous Nights, and had a lot of people tell me, "Wow, you got to do that again. We really enjoy it. We miss it." And so I was going to write an email to everybody and just give them news as to what's going on in Houston right now with the Native community. And then I thought to myself, geez, that takes so long and it takes up a lot of my time. Then I said, well, maybe I can just use a template for one of those newsletters. And then I said, no, that still takes too much time. And then finally I just thought to myself, why don't I just talk and just tell everybody what it is that I need to say? And so, yeah, and I've got a few things that I need to talk about. Some of them are pretty serious. I don't know if everybody knows. I know a lot of people do know that good friend of mine, Anna Edwards, passed away 2 years ago, and yeah, that was a hard pill to swallow. And another individual that has passed away, complications. It wasn't COVID or anything like that, but and another individual that has passed on, and she had the Native American Indian Chamber of Commerce, and that's Carol Cuccio. She passed away in October. I think it was like October 7th, and yes, so those two people have passed away, and there are a lot of Native American Indians that have passed away for COVID. So if you want me to mention their names on this radio program, just drop me an email, and I'll be glad to mention them in the next program. So I'm going to continue on now, and I really want to just play some music. Give you some time to relax while you're driving home from work, or maybe going to work, either one. And enjoy the show, folks. I hope you enjoyed that. Crow Hop by Black Lodge Singers. For those of you that haven't heard, Mayor Sylvester Turner on October 12th announced that Columbus Day will be recognized from now on as Indigenous Peoples Day. I was there at the ceremony downtown at the City Council building, and it was awesome. Mayor Sylvester Turner got smudged and blessed, and it was awesome to watch. I'm probably going to put it on the website so you guys can look at it. Yes, it was a good celebration. It was wonderful. You know, there were a lot of groups out there for years now trying to get this done. I know the American Indian Genocide Museum put on a lot of protests and demonstrations, and they'd come to SAM and Southern Apache Museum and make signs, and we had a lot of fun doing it. And of course, there were other organizations involved in putting it together and getting this done, finally getting rid of Columbus Day. And I also want to say that, you know, this should never reflect upon a people, a good people like Italian people. You know, Columbus was an individual, so we should never ever correlate a person as bad as Columbus was with a group of people. So, yes, it was a good day. It was wonderful, and we all had fun. Can't wait till next year when we celebrate Indigenous Peoples Day. How awesome is that going to be? When I read a brief account of the destruction of the Indies by Bartolomeo de las Casas, I was really inspired to write a poem. And here it is. The name of my poem is "'Twas the Night Before Genocide, 1492. Thru Indigenous Eyes by Chancel Landry. In the early morning hours in 1492, Taínos discovered Columbus and is shipwrecked too. Canoeing near their beaches of their ocean blue, the Taínos helped them fix the ship, almost as good as new. Little did they know they were helping a serial killer. Read the eyewitness accounts. It's a real chiller. This land belongs to Spain, Christopher proclaimed right away. As the natives looked on, they asked, "What did he say?" Columbus made the natives his slaves as soon as he could. Every time he received gold, he knew it was good. He had their hands cut off if they did not bring enough gold. No one could ever have known that this man was this cold. Women with babies in their bellies would be cut open and sliced. If they didn't do it right the first time, they'd do it twice. The Spanish, skilled with their swords, would wager, cutting men in half and children's legs off with their swords as sharp as razors. Little girls, ages 9 to 10, were in high demand by the Spanish men. Columbus could reward them, giving each one more than 10. In 1502, populations of Taíno, Arawaks, and Lucayans dwindled down, so Columbus transported slaves from Africa, heading America bound. Island after island, he destroyed our paradise, a man that is celebrated each year who was as cold as ice. Christopher never considered indigenous people human beings. In his eyes, we were just trash, slaves, and disposable things. To hear little children sing Christopher Columbus's song is sickening and callous and has been sung too long. They should sing Columbus sailed the ocean blue, wrecked in Turtle Island, and killed 10 million and two. And geez, while you're at it, celebrate Hitler too. The white man now tells us, I'm Indian and you're not. So I just keep quiet or I might get shot. Okay, I'm going to play a song now by an artist. His name is Kess, IMC, and Marla Nani. And together they're going to be singing The Comanche. This is one of my favorite songs. I used to play it on Indigenous nights all the time. And I hope you enjoy it. Here we go.
Time intervene like beam. Cast right over my team like me. Thunder sound to hype me. Fighting. My people are mighty. Now why be destructive and flighty? We rightly blessed daily and nightly. What I see, they get to me open and makes my mind free. ID, the travel that's how I be. Singing songs up beyond from the sun, sacred runs, living up the vice and sacred lightning. UFO sighting before the fighting. There's the thunder, rise and wonder. The battle of the world that they tried to fight me makes me wonder to never not surrender. Life is kinder when you're nicer and lead to plunder. Lies to mind us, like to blind us, love to find us. Mountain climbers, turtle island rhymers, third eye designers, time offenders, help us send us, children defenders against pretenders. Come together, get it together. Sacred clowning, dancing.
And here is indigenous comedian Larry Omaha.
Crazy. I am an indigenous American. People ask me, what does that mean? Well, what it means is my ancestors, the Zapotec Indians, mingled with the Yaqui Indians, who fraternized with the Apache Indians, who canoodled with the Aztec Indians. And because of that mixture of cultures, that intermingling of indigenous bloodlines, I stand here tonight looking like Jackie Chan. I always get mistaken for belonging to another cultural group. When I was born, my dad said, holy smokes, we had a Korean. It's freaky, man. Everywhere I go, I get these crazy comments. In Alaska, they treated me like family, as if I was a long-lost brother. And after looking around, I understood. I'm pretty sure Eskimos are just freeze-dried Navajos. And did you know they have gangster rapper Eskimos? I met the real Ice Cube. Freaky, man. Everywhere I go. Tokyo, they thought I was Japanese, so they're talking to me in Japanese. One thing I did understand, they were bragging their country was becoming Americanized. I said, what are you talking about? No one here even speaks Spanish. Freaks everywhere I go. First time I traveled to Mexico, I bought some clothes. I get back home, my neighbor's mad. He goes, Larry, you should only buy clothes made by Americans. I said, don't get so uptight. They were made by future Americans. Freaky times, man. I did a show at the university over here. A professor came up, said he could determine my ancestry by the structure of my cheekbones. That's embarrassing when guys look back there. Freaks in higher education. Yeah, boy, it's crazy. It's crazy. Sometimes I'll do shows and they'll have a theme. I did a show recently, the theme was high school reunions. And there was one school celebrating 75 years, high school reunion, 75 years, one couple. Crazy, man, crazy. Yeah, I just finished performing for the troops. Give me a round of applause, man. Troop 47, Utah Girl Scouts. Some of you might recognize me. I used to model. I was the model for the cigar store, Wooden Indian. I made a lot of money on that job. Now I have my own cigar store, and I have a big wooden white man standing in front. Looks like Caitlyn Jenner in Forever 21. Sometimes I'll do a lot of corporate shows and they tell me, now Larry, we don't want you to use that 4-letter word. You can use the 9-letter word that means the same thing, excrement, or the 6-letter word that means the same thing, manure, but don't use the 4-letter word. Well, I'm a rebel. I get up on stage, first thing I say is, poop. Yeah, boy, it's crazy. My childhood was crazy and freaky, man. First of all, my dad was a practical joker, but very patriotic. I'll never forget the time he says, Larry, stand up tall and be proud. So I did, and he pushed me out of the boat. I was the youngest in my family. I had 4 older sisters. And because I was tiny, they would use me as their Barbie doll. Curl my hair, put makeup on me, dress me up. One day my father walked in, he goes, who put that red dress on my son? It doesn't match his heels. So he bought me boxing gloves to try to bring out the manliness in me. None of the other boys in the neighborhood wanted to box with me. They thought I was crazy because I'd climb into the ring wearing my gloves, wearing a killer look, and wearing pink lipstick. It was freaky life, man. So many crazy things going on in my life. We didn't have much of anything, no toys. We would get toys donated to us, and they'd be defective toys. You had to have a sense of humor to play Scrabble with no vowels. How many points for g? The only kids I could play with were the ones who stuttered. It was crazy, man. It was crazy, man. Yeah, growing up on the plains in Nebraska, we couldn't play the same games there you play in the big city. We couldn't play hide and go seek. Coyotes find you. Yeah, we get all those defective toys. We got the Monopoly game, no hotels. All the houses were repos. What do you get when you pass go in Monopoly? We got government cheese. We got the operation game, all the organs had been sold off. Did you have a game called Candyland? Yeah, we had a game called They Took My Land. Hey! Oh, man, it was crazy. Childhood was crazy. I remember when we got a simple thing like a microwave. I was so excited because I knew it meant soon we were going to get electricity. I worked ever since I was a little kid. I had a job when I was 8 years old. I was a shoe shine boy. I built my own little shoe shine box. I'd go into bars, taverns, restaurants, make everybody's filthy shoes look brand new, always making money. Little old ladies in the neighborhood would pay me money to pick up the dog poop out of their yards. Most kids see that stuff and they get grossed out. I saw it and I saw cash, man. And then I'd stimulate my shoe shine business by taking some of those dog droppings and spread it around the bars and the taverns. You gotta hustle, man. I've always loved dogs and cats. People usually go one way or the other. I love them both. Dogs are stronger physically, but cats are stronger psychologically. You tell a dog to roll over, he'll roll over. You tell a cat to roll over, she'll just look at you. I just spent 2 hours licking my fur clean. You want me to roll over on your filthy floor? And why? To entertain your stupid friends. Dog has to go to the bathroom outside, whether it's hot or freezing. Cat makes you build a box in the house and watches you as you clean it out. That's right, scoop the poop. And when you're done, I'm going to fill it up again. You put a dog and a cat on the front porch and a stranger walks by, the dog goes crazy trying to scare that stranger away. Cat just sits there and analyzes the stranger. Loser. I never had many friends as a kid. I still don't have many friends. My neighbor says, Larry, you want friends, just compliment people. They'll like you. If someone's a good musician, tell them they have an ear for music. Good reporter, tell him he has a nose for news. A good artist, tell him he has an eye for detail. So yesterday I saw this big dude. I said, hey, you have a gut for groceries. Found out I had a butt for kicking. I was not a spoiled kid, not like today. A lot of parents spoil their kids. Oh, my neighbor brags about it. He says, yeah, let my kid cruise around town in a $60,000 Lexus. I said, so what? I let my kid cruise around town in a $200,000 Metro bus. He sends his kids to karate and taekwondo. I drop my kids off in Chinatown. They'll learn to fight. Yeah, boy, childhood was crazy, man. I was always getting in trouble. Nowadays, experts say never spank your child when you're angry. When are you supposed to spank them? Honey, we won the lottery. Come here, Junior. Freaky world we're living in, man. I got a neighbor, he calls himself an honest thief because he stole some photographs from a museum. He put them up in his home. Now when people come over, they go, wow, those are fantastic photos. Did you take them? He says, yes.
Okay, I hope you enjoyed Larry Omaha. I hope you put a little laughter in your life today. Up next, we have Lightning Cloud. Meet me at the powwow.
Rest girls, tell me where you at. It doesn't really matter if you're thin or fat. If he loves you, even though your booty's flat, put your hands in the sky, girl, holler back and say, oh yeah. Say that's right. Say oh yeah. Say that's right. I like 'em round, brown and greasy, like my fried bread and panic. And this girl, she be rocking my world in causing widespread panic, chaos. My neck covered in tattoos, her neck covered in hickeys when I'm through. Heard she got a couple kids, oh yeah, that's true. Great, now her baby daddy wanna fight me too. That's cool, I'm calm, baby, I'm the bomb. Got a skull and headdress tatted on my arm. I think she likes me, wanna be my wifey. Look at this medallion that she beat it for me. Breakfast in bed, she my Eggo waffles. Lunch at her mama's house, Indian tacos. She my Pocahontas, I'm a native Picasso. I'll be waiting at the powwow, checking my iPhone like, I'm with my boys and we can come and kick it right now. I'll grab my girls and you can meet me at the powwow. Meet me at the powwow. Meet me at the powwow. Say oh yeah. Say that's right. That's right. I'm with my boys and we can come and kick it right now. I'll grab my girls and you can meet me at the powwow. Meet me at the powwow. Meet me at the powwow. Say oh yeah. Say that's right. That's right. Braiding hair till the day is done. Now we looking like the mother freaking Brady Bunch. Take my children to their aunt so I can party till I feel like the native Beyonce. Tonight I'ma rock my socks off, rock my mocks and they not the knockoff. Shorts are cut off, watch me walk off. Hotter than the chili beans inside your crock pot. Oh my God, yes I'm deadly. Edmonton to LA, ho I'm Gretzky. Pink cheetah patterns on my bed sheets. Rap game playing screen Priscilla Presley. Baby, when you get here, tweet me. Hope I see you around a red entry. I still got my pager, beat me. 143, I'm at the powwow, baby. I'm with my boys and we can come and kick it right now. I'll grab my girls and you can meet me at the powwow. Meet me at the powwow. Meet me at the powwow. Say oh yeah. Say that's right. That's right. I'm with my boys and we can come and kick it right now. I'll grab my girls and you can meet me at the powwow. Meet me at the powwow. Meet me at the powwow. Say oh yeah. Say that's right. I can put you in the TP. Somewhere in Waikiki. Yo, I can stick an air mattress all up in that bitch so we can get freaky. I can put you in the sweat lodge. Somewhere in Las Vegas. We're gonna win the powwow ropes and let's go wherever it takes us. Yeah. Sup, baby girl, my name is Cloud. Do me a favor, sexy, shut your mouth. Recognize a real dom when you see one. Save on the mailbox, you ladies neon. Ooh, baby boy, I like your style. I love your ass and that got you smile. I think I'm gonna beat you something. I think I'm gonna raise your offspring. I'm with my boys and we can come and kick it right now. I'll grab my girls and you can meet me at the powwow. Meet me at the powwow. Meet me at the powwow. Oh yeah. That's right. I'm with my boys and we can come and kick it right now. I'll grab my girls and you can meet me at the powwow. Meet me at the powwow. Meet me at the powwow. Oh yeah. That's right.
Okay, for our last song, we're going to have some Native American Indian flute with some nature and bird sounds. Enjoy, folks. Well, folks, I hope you enjoyed my first news through NDN Eyes. And I hope you have a wonderful week. And I want everybody to stay in the stillness of the Great Spirit, because we need it right now. Ishka.